Hello, good afternoon. My name is Francisca Bencini and I would like to performance the formal table setup for the stewardess course I'm doing at the Barcelona Crew Academy. So today, first of all, here we have our table. Unfortunately, I only have a round table, and I would like to say that this place where we are going to work need to be perfectly clean beforehand. So floor, chairs, and table, they need to be clean before we start our table setup. Then we need to check with the chef which is going to be the menu of the meal. So before we prepare the setup of the table, we will prepare our plates and our cutlery, and for that we are going to check with the chef which plates and which kind of material he will also may need to prepare this setup. So we need to understand that we're working in a very expensive place. As we all know, boats are very expensive, and especially tables, they are very special for the owners. And we need to protect our tables. In this case, I'm going to use a tablecloth. Sometimes you can use a tablecloth and a placemat on top, depending which is the service, if it's breakfast, if it's buffet, if it's formal. There are many different styles. So first we are going to open our cloth. So we have our cloth. Okay. Hello, good afternoon. My name is Francisca Bencini and I would like to performance the formal table setup for the stewardess advanced course I'm doing at the Barcelona Crew Academy. So today here we have our table. Unfortunately, I only have a round table, so we're going to work with this. First of all, we need to make sure that the place that we're going to work is perfectly clean. Means that the floor, the chairs, and the table, they need to be clean beforehand. So before to start, we have to also check with the chef which is going to be the menu of this meal. So like that we can choose the right plates and the cutlery that we're going to use to set up the table. Then also to choose the wine is depending which are the courses, if you were going to use fish, meat, depending if you were going to have red, wine, or sparkling, whatever. So first of all, we check with the chef, we choose the plates, like that we prepare our little mise en place for this session, and like that we can start. In this time, it's important also to say that before we do anything that is about service, we need to make sure that we are tight, that we are clean, that we have our hands clean. So before doing this, we wash our hands, and then we're ready to start. Normally, you can do this using already your white gloves for service. They don't need to be the best ones that you have. You can have a random one that they are a little bit stained or broken, whatever. It's just to make the setup. Then when you're going to present the dinner and everything, all depending on the meal, you will use the perfect, clean, and immaculate white gloves. So imagine that now we have the gloves. We're going to start with the cloth. So we need to make sure as well that the cloth is clean, is perfectly ironed, and we're going to open it to put it on top of the table. So we also need to read the lines that we have of the ironing to see what we are going to do to extend this. And like that, we create some air. And then we are ready with just one movement. Try to put the cloth correctly in place So we need to make sure also now that we are starting, then in the end we will check the distance between the chair and the table. For the moment we are just preparing to start the setup. So the cloth and the chair, they need to be touching, but they don't need to be pushing together. And you need to see the lines of your cloth. This is the material I have for the moment. So imagining that this is the right distance, we're going to start. So on the table, first of all, we're going to put our charger. That, as we know, everything that can have brand or any design on the plate need to be facing the guest, and the brand, if it's anywhere outside or at the back of the plate, need to be facing the person as well in the right sense. So we're going to put our charger with 1 finger distance of the bottom of the table in the right side. So after that, the second step is we're going to put our plates. So we're going to put the main course, call it like this plate. Then let's say that this is a salad plate. So we have main course plates that go on top of the charger. And the charger, is important to know that it stays on the table until we clean the dessert. In that time, we start from the glasses, cutlery, and plates. So now we have our second plate that will be, for example, a salad plate in this time, and our bread plates that go 45 degrees on top to the right side of the guest. Then we're going to put our cutlery. As I said, we also need to prepare this beforehand. Means that all plates need to be perfectly clean, the cutlery and the glasses, they must be polished. Polish means that you see them, that they are shining, that they don't have any fingerprint. And also, when you set up the table, another little advice is that you use the thinner part of the piece that you're going to put, in this case a fork, you take it from the neck, and you're always wearing your white gloves. Like that, you don't leave any fingerprints on what you're doing, because now these need to be perfect for the guests. So we're going to start from the right side, and we're going to put, in this case, we have soup. So we're going to start from the outside right side, and then we're going to go with our salad knife, and then from our main course we're going to have our meat fork. So we need to check distance, we need to see that they are in the middle of the plate, that they look good, that the sharp side is facing the plate. That is very important aspect. So then we're going to continuing from the other side, from the salad fork that we're going to have, and then for our main course fork. Then they need to see that you are doing a line in between all these elements on the table, respecting the distance, of course. And then we're going to put our desserts items. So we face the spoon to the right side with the bottom to the right, and the fork facing the opposite side. The face goes to the right. So that's what we have. And then our bread plates, that is, as we said before, 45 degrees on top to the left, and our knife, butter knife, on top of the bread plates. Then sometimes you can have a small mocha here, or you can have fish instead of meat. Everything needs to be suitable for the menu which the chef is giving you. So after we have these 3 steps, so charger, plates, and cutlery, we're going to go for the glasses. So remember, you have your white gloves, you touch the legs of the glasses, and we start with the white wine glass, that we also use this main course knife as a reference. So then we have the white wine glass, and then we have the red glass, and here we have the tumbler or water glass that goes behind them a little bit in a straight line with the white wine glass. So after that, let's say we have almost complete the first part of these 4 steps. So we said charger, plates, cutlery, glasses, and now we are going to move ahead with the napkin. That also in this time, manipulation is important, so you can create an amazing napkin folding for everything, but it's prepared that less touch is better. So they need to be clean and ironed perfectly as well, using the right products. And then we're going to make a very simple folding that will be something just like this, suitable for this time. And we're going to present our napkin like this. So these first steps are ready, and then we can start putting the salt, pepper, vinegar, and the rest of the items that are necessary to be on top of the table. So talking about that, we have an extra thing that is the decoration. So depending how many guests and what is the thematic, you can prepare a little decoration with candles, some stones, shells that you may have. Something simple. Always simple is better. And never in the middle of the table, never that can make any trouble for you when you're putting the plates or something. So be aware that decoration is needed, but need to be simple as possible and not in the middle of the table. So that is the formal setup that I'm preparing for this class, and I hope that you like it. If it's something else that I can think about it is, well, after you finish with all the guests, then now we're going to talk about the chair. So the chair needs to be 60 centimeters from the table, like that. When you have your guest arriving to the table, he or she is able to sit in a comfortable way, like that he can put or she can put herself forward to the table to achieve the right position to have the meal. So that is most of all what I can say for this table setup. And after you finish with everything, you can check few times all the items that they need to have the table, and also you can check all the plates that the chef may need at the galley beforehand to don't be in troubles when the meal starts. And we also need to think that it's very important to impress our guests with a nice table setup, not exaggerated, which is not nice, because they also see that it's too much, that they cannot move, that they cannot have a space for their own things. And also, if someone smokes, you need to have a clean ashtray every time. If it's possible, change it as often you can. And also try to respect that everyone needs to finish their meal before you clean up the table. So every course needs to be finished for every guest before you start cleaning up to prepare the next course. Sometimes you have guests that they don't like this. Sometimes they want to have the plate clean as soon as possible. So you follow, as always, what the situation is asking you to give. So after that, you finish. Now the meal is finished. And of course, we're wearing our white gloves and we start cleaning up the table. So as well, we finish with the glasses, thinking now that we're going to have the dessert or the coffee. We leave the water glass on the table until the end of the meal. We ask if they want or not more wine. And then after we start from the glasses, we go to the cutlery and then we go to the dishes. So it's in the same order that we start, but now in the opposite direction. So that is pretty much everything. And remember that after you finish with the dessert, you need to take the charger. Sometimes you leave it for the coffee or not, normally not, but depending if the guests wanted to have it. So please I hope that you enjoy it and have a nice afternoon. Bye.